or TV shows as well. House of the Dragon star Matt Smith bemoans policing of stories. True trigger warnings. Now, I did a video on this, and I will say I was not aware, but this individual also did correct. Went on a bit of a tirade to some interviewers and stuff like that, correcting the pronoun usage for his co-star. So, as much as he's pretty based here, a bit of a pleb with that, to be honest. That hearing that, I was a bit like, oh, that's a shame, because pronouns are nonsense and they annoy me. So, bit of a shame that he went on that tirade. But anyway, we will continue as if he didn't do that, and take a look at what he said here, because what he said here is completely right, to be honest. So Matt Smith, star House of the Dragon. Matt Smith, star of House of the Dragon and the Crown, has doubled down on his criticism of trigger warnings. Now, it is important to note he's not talking about ratings, right? He's not talking about a film's film board rating. He's talking about a film having a film board rating and then another company putting an additional warning in front of the warning via the rating by like Disney were renowned for doing this for a lot of their stuff, actually. This film is made of a time and it depicts some things which may be considered racist by today's values and all this other blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's just pathetic. Just grow up. Just deal with it. So that's what we're talking about with trigger warnings. So in an interview with the Times of London, the actor who shot to fame in Doctor Who said that flagging potentially upsetting content, again, that's the other thing. They're like, oh, trigger warning, this may upset, some people with something, effective. And you're like, what? You're literally preempting someone's sort of negative response, right? You're priming people for a negative response. It's the worst possible way to conduct yourself. You're making someone acutely aware that they should potentially be offended by something. So they become, aware of it. They're literally looking out for it. So he says, too much policing of stories and being afraid to bring them out because the climate is a certain way is a shame. I'm not sure I'm on board with trigger warnings. It's okay to feel uncomfortable or provoked whilst looking at a painting or watching a play. But I worry everything's being dialed and dumbed down. We're telling audiences they're going to be scared before they've watched something, which is completely true. And he's in a new film. He says about how he rented Slither, Basic Instinct, Disclosure, Friday the 13th when he was too young, and he joked that the latter absolutely ruined him. So further, previously he commented on trigger warnings with respect to Doctor Who, which is, it's applicable here. He says, I always thought that was one of the greatest things of doing Doctor Who, that you scared children in a controlled way, but you did scare them. Imagine you go to the kids watching Doctor Who, by the way, this might scare you. No, I'm not into it. And there's loads of other people that have commented on this as well. So Judi Dench said she was surprised to learn that theatre audiences were routinely being warned about potentially distressing content, including abuse, violence, and loud noises. Like, how pathetic is this? And Ray Fiennes said theatre goers had gone soft in an interview with the BBC. He said the impact of theatre should be that you're shocked and should be that you're disturbed. I don't think you should be prepared for these things. It's the shock. It's the unexpected. That's what makes an act of theatre so exciting. There you go. I've said enough. Culture, you paid attention. Just get your thoughts.
I think Matt Smith's right. I think everybody that commented there at the end is right. I think it should be shocking. Ralph Fiennes is correct. I'm going to say that you've created this generation of incredibly soft people. The the participation generation is what I call them. And they've had nothing that they've had. Yeah. They've had nothing.
You coined that phrase, did you?
It's one of the things that I said. Yeah, way a long time ago. When did you
really?
Coin it? Did you coin it?
I call them PAGs.
Okay.
Participation Award Generation.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, I've been using that term for a long time, bro.
I've been using that for a long time. People on this channel can confirm that.
Hey, people that watch me can confirm that too. But anyway, the participation generation.
Parallel thought. Then
that's right. Great minds think alike. Participation generation
There you go.
They've
Anyway, keep
been
going.
they've been thoroughly dumbed down, and they can't accept anything. When anything that is outside of their worldview it challenges them, they call it names and run away. You know,
Yeah.
or they try and shout it down, which is really funny. You know, it's like, let me know when you're done with your 8-year-old mentality tantrum there, you know, and we'll go on about my day. But it's a lot of people are correct. It is my world, and you're just living in it. Anyway, but honestly, Matt's right. And you know, it happens at every level now. I mean, even in education, teachers can't teach the truth to their students because the students have their own personal truth, which is, you know, a fantasy world.
Yeah, bollocks.
And it is. And you know, there has to be some there has to be some challenge in your life, and you should be challenged through entertainment. Entertainment is not always pleasant. I mean, one of the reason I think I enjoy horror is because there are a lot of unpleasant moments in horror, right? You know, and you there are loud noises and there are jump scares, and you know, there's the psychological horror that makes you think about how you're going to die, you know, for a week or two in a row. You know, you need to allow room in your brain to have opposing views and thoughts dwindle in and dwindle out. That way that you can learn how to deal with them. You know, and maybe they'll inform your opinion because the more information that you have and alternate points of view, if it's backed by facts and figures, it's a little easier to accept. But once again, this goes down a broader, you know, a broader problem in society in the Western world because it's been pushed in through educational avenues and entertainment. You know, which is why, you know, we're watching these games fail, is because the majority of the people who can afford the games aren't buying them. And it's because they reject the wholesale cultural vandals that are out there trying to, which I'm now, I think I'm shifting that to cultural anarchists, right? Because they basically are just creating anarchy in our culture in order to, you know, rebuild it in their own image or what they think the world should be. So,
Yeah.
anyway, regardless.
I just think it's sad and lame. I mean, the fact that I don't know. It is like this mollycoddling nonsense. You got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, is that you choose to take offense, right? Like I can't choose to give offense. It's not a, the outcome is not determined, right? When I say something and my intention is to give offense, it won't always land, right? I can't choose to give offense to someone. You choose to take offense, right? And this sort of society, which is now, I mean, it prioritizes feelings over facts and just kind of raw data. And, you know, I mean, offense as well. Like, again, yeah, offense is a massive priority to everyone, it seems, these days. Yeah, I mean, it's just resulted in creative bankruptcy. It's resulted in art being subdued. And some of the best art is the art which, you know, really does challenge you. I mean, to go back to one of our earlier topics, Alien, for instance, right? When that came out, people were horrified in the theaters. They were absolutely horrified by Alien in the theaters. And so, yeah, I mean, you wouldn't have got that in today's generation, or at least by modern day. You know, if modern day continues as it does. Anyway, there you go. Anything to add?
No, I think we've summed it up roundly.
Good. Excellent. Go, Matt Smith.
Yay. You know who else speaks the truth like that? Like Jenna Ortega. I was like, damn, girl.
Yeah, I need to do a video on that, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are right.
Yeah.